do just to get here. First of all, I walked from New York here. I had to go to New York this morning. I walked from New York to Philly just to do the show. So be all right. Sometimes you got to make things all right. Sometimes they not all right on their own. But, yeah. That's why it's good to have good people on your side. Good people that you can identify as being on your side. Yeah. Yeah. So, this afternoon, we're going to talk about those good people. Those people that will actually stop you from playing yourself, going in a rage, making bad decisions. You know, sort of like your late great grandmother. You remember, you know, very little people wouldn't take the advice of their late grandmother. Most people believe that their grand elders held the key to life. Even if your grandparents died young, you know they knew more than you. Or at least that's what we took for granted. Peace to all the ancestors. Peace to all the answers. Yeah. So at a young age, we start finding out who we should listen to. And sometimes we listen to that voice that tells us to listen to him. And sometimes we don't. Well, we're going to talk about that today. The ones that we will easily listen to or voluntarily listen to. And the ones that we put on the shelf or give them that look. You know that look like, I need more information. I need more information. So what makes you respect one person over another person? What is it about them? Or is it about you? We gonna see. You and me. Everything is gonna be just G. That's good. The young and the old. Urban Therapy with Sun Show. Y'all know how that thing go. Yo, hit the like button, yo. Stop being stingy. Hey, yeah. Urban Therapy with Sun 752, and this is the Urban Therapy with Sun show. We do this every single Saturday from 1:30 p.m. till around 3:30-ish. And the reason that we say 3:30-ish is because sometimes it gets so heated that we just have to do a little OT on a Saturday. And it is Saturday. This is the show where adults come out and play with other adults. We laugh, we cry, we argue, fuss, and fight, go back and forth with each other, bust it up all crazy. We take an introspective look into our own personality to see the way that the universe projects us into this thing called the world and try to figure out this thing called life. I am your host, Sun 752, aka Omar with the rrrr. And if you can't say Omar with the rrrr, well, then you just say Omar with the R. This is the Urban Therapy with Sun show. I'm feeling like a real man should. And I hope y'all feeling like real men and women should today. So today on the Urban Therapy with Sun show, we are talking about who can be respected and who can't. Or should I say, who can be respected and make you listen and who can't, and why? Think about the people that you listen to. Think about the people that can stop you in your tracks as you about to go off, lose your temper, act crazy, do something very unwell thought out, and who can stop that? Somebody who can be the voice of reason that can say, hey, wait, whoa. Don't do that. Don't do that, or slow down, or just listen to me for a second before you get into that. Think about it. And think about why. Kind puppy. Thanks for the super chat. I appreciate you. Not taking calls yet. Nah, that has to wait. As a matter of fact, let me turn that down. We don't take calls during the preamble. I will let you know when it's time for calls. But yeah, like think about the people who you have who can actually make you listen to reason, even when you are at your angriest or your saddest or your most confused or your scariest, or should I say scaredest. Think about those times with the people that you know can get you all right, get you back on the right track, or get you centered the way that you need to be, to whereas you can think things out better and make better informed decisions. Why is it that you will listen to those persons or those people or that person? Why is it? Versus somebody else who may be just as smart, just as old, just as experienced or whatever. Why would you listen to that one, but not that one? Or why would you question everything this one says, but that one you take as law, regardless of what the topic may be? Well, there are normally reasons for it. We're going to go into those reasons. So this is what we're going to do. This is what to go on. I'm going to move my hardware out of the way. Get my hardware out of the way. And then we're going to have this conversation because it's going to be a goodie. In the meantime, please do me one favor. Do me just one solid. Please hit that like button. Hit the like button. It helps the channel. And that's all that it does. It helps the channel. And that's all that it does. It's not going to give me the address to your house. It's not going to give me your email address and have me sending you stuff. I'm not going to ask you for anything else. Nothing. I promise. Maybe on another day I'll ask you for something. But today Today, you are in good standing. We are good. My brother Ansel Jones is in the house. What's going on, my brother Ansel Jones? And we also have Kind Puppy. Thanks for that super chat once again. And also Jane. Was that, is that Janie? Janie? I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce the names. Janne? Could that be like Janye? T Carry, right, morning, noon, and night. It's always great to have my peoples going directly into your site. You know? Oh, you like the music? Look, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Not everybody appreciates my drumming. What up, Carla? Carla. All right. So y'all, do y'all get the gist of what we're talking about today? We are talking about why you will listen and respect what one person has to say or what some people have to say versus these people over here where you, I don't know. What they saying sounds good, but I think I need to fact check it. I think I need to Google something. As a matter of fact, I think I'll go ask those people over there who I respect about these people over here that I'm a little shaky about as far as their credibility, their respect level, or should I say my respect level for them. I'm going to go. What would make you go ask them about what they said when what they said has nothing to do with what they know? I mean, and you know, this can go in a lot of different areas because as long as a doctor has to go to medical school, well, to school period, in order to become a doctor, do you believe everything that your doctor says or that a doctor says just because they're a doctor? We know that some doctors aren't cut from the same cloth as other doctors, right? And really, some of you may even go into what schools they went to. I'm not listening to any doctor who only went to these secondary medical schools. I'll only trust a doctor that went to schools that are really, really notable or popular or credible as far as their academia is concerned. Like, I'll listen to these University of Penn doctors, but I won't listen to these Temple doctors. I live in Philadelphia, so Temple and University of Penn are in the same city. But University of Penn is Ivy League, so a lot of people may think like if he went to an Ivy League school, if he graduated from an Ivy League medical school, he must be great. Now you look at University of Penn Hospital versus Temple Hospital. I believe that Temple has as much money. They bring in probably as much revenue or more than University of Penn does, but University of Penn is Ivy League, so they have the prestige. Are the doctors better trained at the University of Penn than they are at Temple? Temple has the best trauma unit in the city, hands down. If you get shot, stabbed, hurt, or in a car accident, Temple is the place to go. If Temple can't fix your gun wound, then the Lord has called you home. You have to just accept it. The family too. But the University of Penn, they don't have a trauma unit. They send it to Presbyterian Hospital. Yeah, which is University of Penn. They bought Presbyterian Hospital. They used to rival each other, but Penn bought them. But they don't have a trauma unit in University of Penn Hospital. But a person might say, "Oh yeah, I trust these doctors at University of Penn because it's Ivy League, baby. It's Ivy League, baby." Versus these Temple doctors, but like, if you're not shot or stabbed or beat over the head, they can't fix you. You have a heart attack, don't go to Temple. Actually, they have a pretty good heart unit. If you have, I would actually say that. But that's what we're talking about today. So I'm not going to stand the whole show, in case that's what y'all were thinking. I'm not going to cop a squat right here, and we can talk. First of all, I would like to welcome all of you to the Urban Therapy with Sun show. I appreciate you coming through. We are talking about who can be respected and make you listen versus those who can't. And how come? And how come? And so Jones says they didn't leave a good first impression. Interesting. Interesting. Very interesting. He also says, does one branch of service you would believe more than others? Well, each branch of service does a little different things, right? They do different things. So that's a good question. Arch says, shout out to you for representing the, I don't even believe it. You know what? Normally I give people props and a lot of praise and thanks for giving me a super chat. But not only am I not going to finish reading your super chat, I'm going to send you your money back. Let me see. Trust me, I'm going to send you your money back, you bitch ass nigga. Yeah, I'm going to do that for you. Because $2 ain't going to make or break me. I appreciate anything that's given to me, but fuck you, your mom, your kids, the woman or man that you adopted them with. Did I mention you? Yeah. Let me give it to you 2 times. Other than that, enjoy the show. All right. Dimples D's. What's going on, Ma? You feeling? Good to see me some you. That's my word. And let me see. Carla says, yes, I had my daughter at University of Penn. That was back in the day. I was born at University of Penn. I'm originally from West Philly, but I moved soon, like soon after I was born. I was like, man, I can't be out here in no West Philly, man. I got to go to Germantown. So I moved, you know. Fraz says, yo, big dog, what up? What's going on? How you feeling? And Asaf Lynch says, Diddy at age 68 before GTA 6. Oh, we trolling early. We trolling early in the game. Well, you know what? This would be the day to do it because we're talking about respect. Jim Bills, what's going on? How you feeling? Thanks for coming through. I appreciate it. Carla says, somebody about to get the sun cuss out. Listen, I hate to even look at it like that. I just consider it to be returning energy, exchanging energy. You give me a certain kind of energy, I can return that same energy. Now, that can be a good thing. That can be a bad thing. You really have the power to navigate that. But as we soldier on, as we go forward, as we try to make something out of nothing, a dollar out of 15 cents, you know, turn the bad into the good. We're going to be all right. The one and only Nicole says, you are my favorite. Oh my God, what the fuck? Your name is not Nicole. That is a dude. That is a dude. Because females do not troll. That's one thing I've learned about this thing. Females do not troll. You know why? Because number one, I'm handsome. So they ain't gonna troll me. Number two, dudes love to get in the way of anybody else getting their shine on. Although women have the stigma or the reputation of being catty, dudes are actually worse about it because, like when a dude sees another dude doing well, If he's a hater, his dick size shrinks just a little bit more. Every time a dude hates on another dude, he loses about a centimeter of dick strength and length. He does. So it's like, so the one and only Nicole, my dude, you probably working with about 1.5 inches erect. You and whoever you have sex with got to get real close. You ain't getting no long strokes. You like this. Those are your strokes right there. Yeah. You feel that? Is it good? No, it ain't good, motherfucker. It feel like you clapping my hands. And no applause for you. That's you. 5511, appreciate you. Kaylee, appreciate you. Thanks for coming through. Rare Weirdo 3500, you're my favorite emotional. Oh my fucking God. What the fuck? Where are my admins? Let me get these bitch ass niggas out of here. We are not doing this. We are the fuck not doing this today. Normally I let these motherfuckers live. Well, we gonna get it. They dying today. They are fucking dying today. For real. Let them die. Let them die. Let me clear out some space. Let me clear out some space. So let me see. Fuck you. Fuck you. Okay. Kayla, you from Jamaica? J.A. is in the house. Ayari is in the house. That's what's up. Thanks for coming through. Appreciate you. All right. Okay. So we're talking about who you respect and who you don't, who you will listen to. Who are the people in your life that you will listen to against all odds? You know, when you are in your worst feelings, your worst emotional state in your lives, because that's what it really all boils down to. There are times in each and every one of our lives where we need some advice, where we need some guidance, where we need some tutelage, where we need some direction. And we don't always know who to turn to, but sometimes we have a person whose well we tap time and time again. We tap time and time again. But you know how it is. You don't always want to go to the same person for the same problems all the time. You know, because you figure like, dang, I don't want to be a burden on you. I don't want to bore you with it. Oh, but I love you. I love you. I love you. I don't want to bore you with it. Oh, but I love you. I love you. I love you more and more. You know what I'm talking about. Shout out to Stevie Wonder. My favorite. All right. So, you know, there's always that person that when we have a question about something, we call them. We don't know if they know anything about it, but we know one thing. If they don't know something about it, then they'll let us know that they don't know a whole lot and they'll point us in the right direction. And if they do know something about it, they will give us the real. They're not going to sugarcoat things or whatever. Those are kind of the things that build up your a person's integrity and your respect level for them and your faith that they can handle whatever you throw at them. You know? But what makes them different from a person that you question everything that they say, everything that they do, every move that they make? I'll be watching you. Every move you make, every bond you break, every breath you take. I'll be like, there's some people hey, I don't know. We can see the clouds in the sky and we can see clearly that it's raining. And if they say that it's raining and it's cloudy, be like, I'm not so sure about this one. Maybe I thought it was rain. Perhaps it looked like rain. But now I have to really I have to question it. Fraz, is that a Swedish flag? Or is it Swedish? Is it Swedish or is it Swiss? I'm sorry, my dude. I'm sorry. All right. Ansel says, do you remember blocking in September? Shit. Ball or Die says, you ever heard of a rapper called Point Blank? I haven't. Is he good? Kevin Mackin, what's up, my dude? How you been? Haven't seen you around these parts in a while. It's always good to see you. And Jim says, respect people who don't lie. Lying a lot is one of those things that can easily make you lose faith in a person. You know, like the boy who cried wolf. You remember what happened to the boy who cried wolf? When he finally was telling the truth about the wolf, nobody wanted to hear it. This container is acting like it got a hole in it. I ain't trying to be drinking from it and having to dab myself because I'm getting dripped on. All right, let me see. Let me see if we're okay now. No, absolutely not. A sometimey ass container. Can you imagine that? Let's see if something is blocking it. A sometimey ass container. We're gonna try this one more again. Well, now we good. We're good. Sometimes even a damn NutriBullet container it gets moody. It has emotions. It's going through some things. And Kaylee says, I listen to you when I'm feeling down. I appreciate that. I want to be a beacon of light for some people. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I do what I can. I certainly don't know everything or even close to it, but we'll do our best to try to figure it out. This channel is about self-help. It really is. It's about self-help. It's not about me telling anybody what to do or pointing anybody in any particular direction. This is all about self-help. We can all help ourselves and we can help others to help themselves as well. So any topics that we talk about, this is really just trying to help each other get better. Dr. Cop Lawyer, thanks for coming through. I appreciate you. And okay, wait. Kaylee says, I listen to my boyfriend when I'm feeling down. That's what's up. Or is BF best friend? Is that boyfriend or best friend? And so says, now with social media, you can tell when something in their life happened. Yeah, if they express it. What up, 111? 111A? 111A, what's good? But yeah, you know, sometimes if we're raised a certain type of way, we may be raised to believe that if you're elderly, that you should be listened to. I think that if you're elderly, you should definitely be respected. But it's not like you can't get old and still be a liar. I've known some people I've known some senior citizens that lie their asses off. Well, we're going to see about this call. Now, I must warn y'all that this could absolutely be a troll. I don't know if it is, but we will see in just about 1 second.
You have a call from
Charles.
Hey, Charles, what's good? Welcome to the Urban Therapy with Sun Show. Thank you for calling in. What's on your mind this afternoon?
What's good, son? Hey, I wanted to talk about the topic, right?
That's what's up.
So, I'll relate it to, like, I still play basketball, right? Like, at the local LA Fitness.
Uh-huh.
Right? So, I'll listen. Like, actually, let's go with this. I won't listen to the guy who's coming up the court, you know, shooting every shot, right?
Yeah.
Playing basketball. Even if he's hitting the shot, I'm like, oh, yeah, this dude don't know how to play, right? But
Yeah.
I will listen to the dude who's taking 3 or 4 shots, right? But he's curling to the basket. He's running the pick and roll. He's, you know, popping out for the shot.
Yeah.
It's a you know, I'm looking at the game. I'm like, okay, he understands the game, you know?
Yeah. That makes sense too.
Yeah, so,
It does.
yeah.
Because you can tell that first of all, he has a certain amount of patience and he's planned out.
Yep.
He plans his moves and his attacks and probably plays defense also. And
Yeah.
so you can tell that he's probably been coached well by somebody else who was a decent, respectable coach. Like they understood the real game. You know, a lot of these cats, they run ball and they concentrate on is scoring.
It's scoring, yeah.
You know, you can't win that way.
Yeah, and look, if he might hit every shot one game, but that's not gonna be consistent. That's not gonna get us to, you know, 4 wins in a row, you know?
No doubt. You remember the and one league?
Oh yeah.
They were really good shooters.
Yeah.
They were really good shooters. But you get them in the NBA and something happened.
Yeah, it's a wrap.
Yeah. It's a different game. It's a different game.
They're like, oh, we gotta play defense out here?
Yeah. Yeah, they them and one players, they was good, but they was out there looking like the Harlem Globetrotters. Like it don't work that way. It don't work that way.
Nah, no way.
Yeah. So yeah, but
yeah, so that's all I called in for, but I'm gonna let you get back to it.
I appreciate that, man. That was a good analogy. Have a great day.
Oh, thank you. All right, you too.
All right. Good stuff right there. Good stuff. You know what? I wouldn't have thought about that example, but that's a really, really good example. In sports, you know, if you are a team-oriented type of person, if you played team sports all your life, yeah, you have to know who to listen to in order to improve your game. You know, you listen, like in the case of basketball, like Charles was saying, and I appreciate you, Charles. Thanks for calling in. Yeah, somebody who's just taking a bunch of shots. Yeah, they have the mechanics to score, but they don't necessarily have the will to win. You know, scoring titles are great, but they don't win championship titles. You know, you want championship titles, you have to learn how to play as a team. You can't just, you know, unilaterally put the team on your back and decide, well, yeah, I'm just going to outscore the other team. Like that won't work because everybody on your team can't do that. And you can't score the points. You know, you can't do like a Wilt Chamberlain and score 100 points and expect to win. Although that would be a spectacular feat, but it goes the way it goes. But yeah, so Charles clearly laid out what makes him respect one player over another player. And I think that's a good, I think that's a good foundational way to be able to know who you can respect. Now, one thing we didn't have enough time to go over is, you know, he didn't have anything to say about whether he respects that person that player as a person, as a man or whatever. And that may not even be an issue because, you know, for their purposes, just playing ball on a basketball court, you know, one thing, one field of respect can cross over into another field. Now let's check this out. For those of you, let me check the poll real quick. How many votes do we have on the poll in the poll so far? 28 votes. Okay. So for those who, okay, for the overwhelming majority right now, or should I say the leading majority right now at 39% say that the person that can make them pay attention, listen or pay attention to what they say versus what somebody else says, they say is the way that they carry themselves. The way that they carry themselves. To me, what that means is that a person is leading by example. The way that they are doing things are setting an example for other people to follow. So that's respectable. However, has there ever been anybody that you are aware of, maybe in your life or somebody else's life, have you ever been able to respect a person in maybe their professional life, but did not respect them at all in their personal life? Or a person that you respected all the way in their personal life, but did not respect them in their professional life? For example, maybe your big brother was a drug dealer. He's a dope boy. Maybe he grew up to be a big dope boy. No hand-to-hand sales, no running around here in a gang, but maybe he worked his way up to selling weight. So he's doing interstate commerce as far as narcotics are concerned. Now, him being your big brother, you might look up to him. Like, yo, you know that he's a good person. He's a giving person. Maybe he's a good father, maybe even a good boyfriend or husband. But in his professional life, he's a criminal. It could be that in his professional life, he's a criminal. So you may not respect what he does for a living. Maybe you don't agree with drug sales, or maybe you feel like he's killing a part of the community or setting a bad example for children, or putting himself in harm's way as far as his health is concerned, and absolutely his freedom is concerned. But maybe as a man, you totally respect him. You know that because of his business acumen, he didn't have to sell drugs. He could have sold anything. He's a hustler. And not just a hustler, but he's an organized businessman. Once you start selling weight, you are not just a hand-to-hand sales drug dealer. You are not out there, as with Chetty, man, said he thugging. No, that's not what he's doing. He's out there, he's doing it. He's doing it in an organized way. Basically, when you sell weight, that is organized crime. That's why the feds come and get you once you're selling weight, state to state. Yeah. So, with that being said, that's an example of how you can easily respect somebody as a man or a woman, but don't respect their lifestyle. Talking about a woman, how about this? It's your sister. It's your aunt. It's your coworker. It's your classmate. It's your neighbor. Your homegirl. Y'all grew up with each other. You know how good she is as a person, as a daughter, as a mother, as a wife or girlfriend. A friend. But maybe she's a stripper. She chooses to get her money by taking off all her clothes and letting men feel all over, and maybe sometimes a little prostitution. As a woman, as a mother, as a sister, as a friend, you might totally respect her. You may even take the advice of her on certain issues in certain areas. But because what she does for money, you might have total contempt for that. Like, yo, you know what I mean? Like, and you know, anybody who says, well, there's nothing wrong with being a stripper, you know, like, you know, a job is a job, blah, 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 blah. I always ask them, okay, well, would you encourage your daughter to do it? Because if it's okay, whether you are a man or a woman, and I'm talking to all of the brothers that go to the strip club, like, I mean, shoot, who don't like big booty bitches? You know what I'm saying? Your titties, you know, they looking good. Ain't nothing wrong with getting money that way. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Okay, well, would you encourage your daughter to do it? I ain't asked you, would you let your daughter do it? Would you encourage her to do it? How about your wife? How about your girl? Your girl might do it. You know, plenty of dudes go down in the titty bar and fall in love. You want to wife them chicks, but what's the first thing they want them to do after they wife them? Oh, you don't have to strip no more. First thing they want them to do is quit that. Stop that. You don't need that. All you need is me. All you need is me. I got you. So yeah, I would never do a job in any way that I would not encourage my children to do. So yeah, I couldn't be a male stripper because I wouldn't encourage my son to do that. I couldn't sell drugs because I wouldn't and couldn't encourage my son to do that. I wouldn't want to put them in harm's way. How could I call myself being worthy of respect when I'm doing a job that I wouldn't want my kids to even think about doing? Being a spam caller, I wouldn't think about doing that. I don't want my son doing that. Being a bill collector, I don't want him doing that. Boy. All right. And so it says straight A's in school, straight A's in high school, and life changed after they crossed the stage. Yeah, a lot of things happen. A lot of things happen to people after high school. We've done shows on that. After high school, man, shit changes. Make sure y'all hit the like button, y'all. Please hit the like button. You know what I mean? That's the only thing I ask of you. That's all I ask of you. Please hit the like button. Appreciate that. I deeply, deeply appreciate that. Hit the like button and we'll be straight. T carry right morning, noon, and night. It's always great to have my peoples going directly into your site. I said, So yeah, this is allergy medicine. I'm not taking a Xanny. Maybe later. But yeah, so, you know, and people talk about drug dealers and stuff like that. And maybe some people would say they would never take advice off of somebody who makes their money or makes their living that way. And maybe you say, well, you know, one thing doesn't have anything to do with another thing. We know that one of the easiest ways to get respect from people, not necessarily love, but one easy way to get respect from people is to have a bunch of money. People respect people who have a lot of money. They listen to people who have a lot of money. Now tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. How do you think Donald Trump became president? With that foolishness that he performs and that crazy shit that he says. Because he has money. And somehow people will rationalize that no matter what you do or what you say, if you made $1 billion or millions of dollars, I should listen to you because you have to be doing something right in order to make that much money. So you can't be a bumbling fool in other areas of your life if you are a multimillionaire. Well, people honestly believe that shit. They honestly believe it. So, what makes you listen to a millionaire instead of somebody who makes 5 figures? And we even condition ourselves not to listen to anybody who doesn't make a lot of money. Your broke ass don't know what you talking about. I ain't listening to that broke ass shit you talking about. You look like a broke ass this or a broke ass that. You look like R. Kelly, the broke version. You look like broke Ye. That's broke Yeezy. You know it's true. You know it's true. We are conditioned to not listen to people who don't have a lot of money. Even if they are speaking wisdom and truth to power. But we'll listen to a millionaire crackpot. A millionaire crackpot. We'll listen to that shit. He must know something. He must know something. That motherfucker loaded. He got all the money. Well, I think Donald Trump and Elon Musk have done a lot. They've done a lot over the past year to let you know that you can have billions of dollars, millions or billions of dollars, and still be a total asshole and totally disrespected. You can be totally disrespectful and totally disrespected. They've shown us that. Donald Trump and Elon Musk have shown us that just because you have money, you do not know everything. It's almost like they've made it a personal mission. It's almost like they have made it a personal mission to debunk the theory that people who have money have smarts. But of course, you can have smarts in one area and not in another area. But I want to go back to that whole doctor thing. Do you listen to, does everyone listen to what their doctors have to say? If you're anything like me, you've changed doctors before. Because some things that a doctor has told you just didn't sit right with you. Like, I understand that you are a medical expert. I see the degrees on your wall, and this is your practice. But I don't like your style of doctoring. I don't think you're the doctor for me. You could tell me to eat fruits and vegetables and become gluten-free and maybe practice a vegan lifestyle and to cut down on drinking, smoking, and all of that kind of stuff. You could tell me all of that good shit, and I wouldn't listen to you, doc. Versus this doctor over here who has this good bedside manner, seems to listen, have compassion, seems to be progressive. You might listen to everything he or her has to say versus this one over here. Oh, damn, we going back to 2024. Why you have eyeliner on? Damn. I used to get that a lot last year. Why do you have on eyeliner? What did they used to say? Eyeshadow. Well, I don't wear any makeup, sir. I don't do that. I'm a real man. I would never wear makeup in any kind of way. You see that? I used to have to do this all the time last year. And I realized that people who think I wear eyeliner are pretty much saying, yo, I guess you a little bit prettier than the average dude. And I guess you're trying to be. Nah, my daddy was handsome. My mama cute. We don't play them kind of games, sir. We don't play them kind of games. You know, just in case y'all think I color my beard too. You know what I mean? Why? Fuck it. Let's just do the whole fucking thing. You know what I mean? I'm the only nigga I know that gotta prove that he looks the way he looks. Oh, fuck. What kind of shit is this? I guess visibly, I don't look like I should be respected. The fuck? Damn, man, y'all made me mess up my hair. All right, so Carla says, I have definitely changed doctors. You have the new age doctor versus the old school doctor. Simon says, what's good? What's good? T. Gary Wright said, they said both. Thanks, Ma. Appreciate that. Simon says Dr. Umar charges $500 per date. School is still unfinished. Dr. Ifatunde. That's a good example because I think that Dr. Umar Ifatunde, I still think that he has an area of expertise when it comes to child psychology. Umar has done a lot for Black families as far as dealing with the psychology of Black children as it relates to their treatment in schools. He's done a lot. But yeah, I could totally see how somebody would totally discredit him in other areas. Dr. Umar got caught up in being a human being, a male. So he fell victim to the pussy and money. The money and the pussy. It's been known to bring down every man. If you're a straight man, it will get you. If you get enough of it. And for those of y'all who say, no, not every man, well, show me where it hasn't. And they had a lot of money and pussy at their disposal. It's going to get you after a while. Now, of course, Umar is still young. He's only 51. Mannequin challenge. Mannequin challenge. Mannequin challenge. Mannequin challenge. Kyla Reef. Kyla Reef was good. Nah, Carla, I mean, I'm just telling the truth. If you go back in history, look at every world leader or either any leader of people. If they're males, look at their record. You want to see either they were always in your pockets asking for money, or they was trying to fuck everything with a skirt. Shout out to Dr. Martin Luther King. Shout out to MLK, man.
You have a call from
my brother, my mellow, my man. I want you to get on the mic. I want you to take the stand.
My man doing a mannequin challenge and thought my TV broke. I thought my TV broke. I thought that shit was a joke. I got mad. It made me sad. When I seen you was talking, I got real glad.
You wrote that? You wrote that?
I just thought about it.
That's yo, man. Your freestyle is getting better. You know what I mean? Your shit, you coming off the top. You getting better, man. You getting better. Straight up. Did you really think? Did I do it right?
Huh?
Did I do it right? Was I still enough?
That shit was crazy, man. I'm looking, I'm like, there's something wrong with my dead teeth. You talking about the mannequin challenge? Oh shit! Well, hey, first last week, Mary J. and Dancing with the Chair this week, mannequin challenge. You on a roll, bro?
We working.
The work be working, man.
Yeah, man. So check it out, man. We talking about.
Hold up. How you
feel
doing,
like a real man should. I already said it, but I'll say it again. I say it again and again and again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but yeah. So we're talking about what makes you respect or listen to what one person has to say versus what another person might have to say, where you might check everything that they say, whether it sounds right, logical, or not. What is it? What is it about the person that can make you not punch somebody in the face, not sabotage or ruin or break shit up, not go crazy in your sorrow or break down or whatever? What is it about them that makes you listen to them, pay attention to them, and maybe even change your ways versus somebody else? What is it? What's the formula?
Well,
from your perspective?
First and foremost, you didn't just meet these people, and even if you just met somebody, sometimes when you hear from other people that's neutral, they can assist you in certain situations that you're going through because they might have went through it. And even if you know them, you have to judge them according to who that person is.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
You can't sit back and just take in. You can take in what they telling you more than you can take in what somebody else is telling them that's not genuine, and you know that person.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? If you know both, like when I'm talking to you, you know, and I might be going through a trial and tribulation, I'm talking to you. When you talk, you're gonna talk. Like I said the other night when we was talking, I'd rather deal with a person that would tell me that I'm wrong than to deal with a person that's on my side. No, I don't want that. I want somebody to tell me, look, you're fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you dealing with a person that's a fucking you person, then you're never going to be able to grow as an individual because they're never going to be able to tell you your faults. A person another person will sit back and try to give you advice, you know, and that might not guide you to the direction that you're supposed to be because they don't have your experience or they don't have enough wisdom in it. But there's certain things that you can learn from people that doesn't have enough wisdom. Even with my children, you know, I can listen to them and I'll be like, yeah, okay, I got you. And even if I don't use some of what they're saying, down the line, I'll be like, oh, okay, I got you. That's what they were saying. I might not tell them that, but if I use it and it works itself out, I'll call them like, yeah, I did work itself. I appreciate that.
Okay.
You know.
All right. Now, when it comes to, you know, when you're growing up, you're going to make a lot of mistakes. Who are the people that you remember that could stop you from making a mistake? Or even if you weren't making a mistake, they could stop you from doing something immediately because you respected what they had to say, besides your grandfather?
Okay. You had to throw that in there. Well,
I knew it was coming.
Yeah, well, my mom.
Okay.
My brother Peanut, definitely him. You know, my sister, not so much my older brother, because you know when you doing your own thing, you don't give a fuck about nobody else but yourself. So that right there, all my aunts that lived across the street from me, you know, and yeah,
now, hold on. Did their age and experience have anything to do with it, or was there something else? Like, what were the ingredients? What are the ingredients of a person that can make you rethink what you're saying, doing, or about to do versus somebody else? What's in them for you that will make you take whatever they say into consideration?
Well, what's in it is that, number one, they're my elders. That's number one. Number two, if you're going to give life lessons, you're going to give it because you might have been through it, or you don't want to see your nephew, or you don't want to see your brother go through what you just went through, or you just don't want them to be in harm's way. So you're going to listen, and you're going to take everything in as is. You know, I had boys that were drug dealers, and they protected me from that. So they was like, no, we're not letting you get involved with it because that's not something that I don't think that's something that you should be part of. So they protected me from that, and they told me why they didn't want me doing it. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it was one time, it was in one New Year's Eve, we was getting ready to go into the new year. I was getting ready to smoke a blunt. And I never smoked weed, and my cousin smacked it out my fucking ear. Man, you don't do that fucking shit. I wish you would.
Mm.
You see, so at the end of the day, them are the people that taught me, you know, don't change the person you are to benefit who you're around. Grow up, walk the right way. Don't even go to either fork. Go straight down that other road. The other fork is going to be there. If you should make any mistakes, hey, that's what you learn from. You learn from your mistakes. But some people don't learn from their mistakes. But what really happens is the ones that taught me are the ones I listen to because, you know, number one, they're my eldest, and when you're being brought up, you are always taught to listen to the elders. You know, and you think that they're teaching you wrong, but you don't realize how much good came from it until you get older. You know, you don't realize they were telling you the right thing.
Okay.
You know?
So since you, okay, but even though you may not have accepted what they were trying to tell you or how they were trying to guide you when you were younger, you still respected them for some reason. Was it because they were your elders and that's what you were taught, or was it something else that was in their elderly status? Well, they may not have been elders as far as age is concerned, but they were older than you. So was that the determining factor?
Well, it was because they were my elders, and I loved them.
Okay.
You know, the people that's going to show you love and they love you back, you're going to be the ones that going to teach you. That's not how it goes all the time.
Okay.
You know, but the ones that's willing to guide you in the right direction and teach you right from wrong and tell you not to do this and not to do that. You know, like I know, like I never forgot I got in a fight. I got in a second fight with this boy, and it was right outside my grandparents' door, and my grandmother came to the door, and I was cursing, and I seen in the door, and I'm like, damn, I shouldn't have been cursing. And my grandmother said, no, you go ahead and curse. Go ahead, but I'm letting you know you can curse, but if you don't whoop his ass, I'm gonna beat your ass for cursing.
And she was cursing while she was telling you that.
Yeah, because what she was teaching me is that sometimes you gotta get yourself hyped up and get yourself amped to do what you need to do to protect yourself. So if that's what you gotta do, go ahead. But if you don't whoop his ass, I'm gonna whoop your ass. And I told my son that before. Go ahead and curse. Motherfucker, pussy, go ahead. I'm gonna knock you the fuck out. Don't whoop his ass though. As I just let you disrespect me.
Mm-hmm. I hear you. Yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
You know, because at the end of the day, you know, we've all didn't listen to some people sometimes. You know what I mean? But majority of the times, even if we didn't listen, when the situation we might didn't listen to that wasn't that severe, when it did go the other way and it wasn't severe where it was life threatening, you was like, damn, I should have listened. You know what I mean? And there's some people that didn't listen that had they listened, they wouldn't either be locked up or be in jail. Like, I'm gonna give you a story, son, and I know hopefully I'm not over talking.
I think good.
What'd you say?
No, go ahead.
Like when I was younger, well, when I'm a adult, you know, my first kid's mother, my children's mother, I took in her little brother. I told this story before. Make a long story short, he stole from me. You know, after just a couple of weeks, I just told him I was going to give him some money on Wednesday. And before that, I gave him a couple of hours. You know, so, you know, I turned back around and in the midst of all that, my mom was telling me, she's like, Troy, you got a lot to live for. You got these kids to take care of. I'm telling you, do not go out there wanting to fight him. You don't know what he's going to do.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm telling you, he doesn't have nothing to live for. Even his sister said that. I went out there, I was like, I ain't trying to hear that shit. I'm going to punch him. I'm going to beat the shit out of him. You know what I mean? Went out there. He asked me, I heard you want, he told me he heard I wanted to fight him. I told him, yep, you fucking right. You stealing from me.
Mm-hmm.
Went across the street, was getting ready to get in a fight. He pulled that 9mm black Glock. Still remember the color. Still remember that when he pulled it out, when the cops say freeze or somebody, and when the cops say freeze, I can understand why you freeze, because you do freeze the fuck up when somebody pull a gun out on you.
You should.
And when I realized something, what he didn't do, that kept me here, and that wasn't in God's plan for me not to be here. He didn't cock the gun back. So when he pulled the trigger, because when he unlocked it, the first bullet hit me in my ankle. Ricocheted off the ground, hit me in my right ankle. The only reason why I was able to run, because I always tie my boots up real tight when I'm getting ready to get in a fight. So the circulation wasn't going down there. So yeah, I mean, I should have listened to my mom that day. You know what I mean?
That definitely sounds like a time when you should have. Yeah.
It got me hurt. He got my oldest son and my oldest daughter, gave them post-traumatic stress disorder because they was looking through a window and seen that happen.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom was crossing the street and she fell on the ground. The window she was standing in front of got shot by a bullet, so my mom could have got shot. All this because I was so proudful of the fact that he shouldn't have stole from me.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, if hindsight was 2020, I'd rather not have that 2020.
I hear you.
You know, so I mean, it's a lot of shit, man. You know.
Yeah. Okay. So you know how like age for a lot of people can be a determining factor of whether they should be listened to or not. But as you know, like with some young people, they don't have respect for older people. So it might be like, you know, you know who didn't seem to have respect for their elders or for older people? Tupac, when he was alive. You know, he was always talking. Yeah, Tupac, when he was alive, he talked a lot about, you know, when I guess you could say that it was because he felt like certain politicians was coming at his neck, whatever. But he was always quick to say that they were old and played out and outdated, and they didn't know how this new how things were in this new age, in this new era. And I always thought that was odd, because like what song did he say? Who was it? He said somebody and Bob Dole, you too old to know the game. No, you too old to know the game, so you're lame, so whatever. So I mean, he just harped on the fact that they were older, and you know, they didn't know what was going on. Now, in his personal life, I don't know if he had respect for anybody that was older or his elders, but on records, you know, he talked a lot about that. You know what I'm saying? He didn't seem to have even older rappers who were older than him. He didn't seem to have the same kind of respect level as he did for maybe his same age peers or even younger cats. He seemed to think that the youth had the answers to everything. Well, we see how it kind of turned out, but
right,
you know what I mean?
And that's the thing about it. I mean, you would figure he would have a lot more respect for the elders, considering that his upbringing, not so much his upbringing, but his parents and people within that circle of his parents were Black Panthers. You know what I'm saying? And with that being said, you would damn sure think that it would be a respect level right there, right then and there. That you have to be able to listen to the elders. I hate saying older generation because it makes people think that they're just old. No, elders means they're older than you, maybe 10, 15 years older than you.
Because we are the older generation.
Yeah, we are the older generation.
No, I was thinking this shit. Hold on. I was thinking, I'm going to let you finish. I was thinking of this shit the other day. I was like, yo, I'm only 25 years from 80. What the fuck?
What the fuck are you saying, son? Why you
Yo, 25 years?
Why
Huh?
you do that, bro?
Yo.
You ain't have to do that.
Yo, I was pissed. I was pissed when I thought about it. You know what I mean? That was like 25 years. Huh? That ain't really... 80 was always supposed to be 40 years off. At least.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
God damn. Thank you, son. I appreciate that.
Man, we got to make it, though.
Yeah.
We got to make it.
Hey, like I said, man, we got to take it every day. Anytime you wake up to taste the oxygen and make that oxygen sandwich with some lettuce, tomatoes, and mayo, maybe a little piece of American cheese, that oxygen sandwich is so delicious, boy. You know what I mean? And then you wash it down with some more oxygen.
A side of insulin and maybe just a touch, of prednisone.
Yeah. Well, I got a little, and then I wash mine down with just a little bit of oxygen, just a dash of metformin, a sprinkle of insulin.
But on some real shit though, age is often a determining factor for people being respected. Like a lot of people said that it's the way that a person carries themselves. So I take that to mean, leading by example. Like, we say a lot like, how you gonna tell me what to do when you ain't doing the right thing? How you gonna win when your heart? How you gonna win when you ain't right within? How you gonna win when you ain't right within? How you gonna win when you ain't right within? Well, a lot of people, listen, on some real shit, I've learned a lot from crackheads and other drug addicts, but mainly crackheads growing up. Because I was around a lot of them, because I worked with them, and it showed me how to separate from listening to somebody about life skills and about maybe other skills that they may be able to show you their expertise in. So I'm not going to listen to a drug addict tell me. Well, you know what? I was about to say, I'm not going to listen to a drug addict tell me not to use drugs, but who would be better to listen to it from? But there were other things that they taught me, just about life shit. I remember like the dudes who I grew up around a lot of tradesmen, a lot of plumbers, electricians, mad carpenters, roofers, the motherfuckers that knew how to fix shit. You know what I mean? They taught me how to break up the fucking concrete on the sidewalk and go down and fix a damn service line in the water with no drill. We did that shit with a pickaxe. You know what I mean? We going back to, you know what I mean? After 5 o'clock. Why after 5 o'clock? Because L and I can't fuck with you after 5 o'clock. They go home. So we was working after hours. So there were certain things that they taught me that I would not have known otherwise. Because somebody who was a licensed technician in that area is not going to teach me to do it that way. So they gave me a lot of grassroots Like, this is what you can do when you don't have much. You can still get it done. You feel me? So there were certain things that when they talked about, I listened. Even relationship advice. Imagine listening to a relationship advice from a fucking crackhead. Well, why not? They were married before. They had girlfriends before.
Who's to say the reason why they're not on the drug is what they was going through, something triggered.
It wasn't. It wasn't. It wasn't. Nah, I'll say this. Even though, you know, movies and ABC after specials dispute this shit, motherfuckers don't get on crack because they depressed. They get on crack because they was partying. Then they became depressed. You know what I'm saying? But, you know,
they couldn't get the crack no more.
well, you know, by the time you become an addict, it's because you were trying to mask something that's going on inside of you. You were trying to dull some pain that was going on.
It's the ones that were selling the crack that then, when they were smoking weed and was putting crack inside the weed, didn't know that they were crackheads too.
Yeah, they didn't know. They didn't know until they decided, yeah, I don't need the weed no more. You know what I mean? All I need is
all of them becoming G Money now.
all I need is a small piece of an antenna and a screen and some window screen, a lighter and a tan rock, and I can get busy. But yeah, man, you know, you can find wisdom and respectability from almost anybody, but you have the discretion to listen to one versus not listening to the other. But I'm just trying to figure out what is it? What is it? Do we set consistent patterns? Well, like, I only listen to people who act this way or do this thing. Anybody ever tell you tried to put them on with some shit? I'm sure this has happened to you before. Has anybody ever tried to tell you that because you don't have a degree or formal training in an area that you can't tell them about what you know how to do?
No, I've never heard that one.
Really?
No, they never told me. I've never heard nobody say that. You know, but at the end of the day, you know, because 9 times out of 10 when I'm talking, they already know what my schooling was. When I'm conversating with them and I'm on a different level. The way I'm enunciating my words, the way I'm talking to you, the advice I'm giving to you. You're not getting no Ebonic shit right here unless we talking on that Ebonic shit. But when we talking on a professional level, we talking on that level, so you're gonna have to respect me accordingly. There's nowhere in the world you can sit down. I can talk to you on a level where as though what the words I'm using, and we do it on the stream. Sometimes when you be saying some words, I'll be like, here we go with them Kent State words. You know what I mean? And the thing is that you say the words, but people don't understand. You know the meaning and the spelling. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, when you sit back and you make these decisions, when you say what you're saying out your mouth, you know what I mean? You have to, you know, people know that. So I've never heard nobody, well, you know, the only problem what I did have, considering in my culinary career, is that I heard that, well, you know, you don't have a degree in culinary, so it's gonna be hard for me to give you this position.
That's why I asked you that.
Oh no, I thought you was talking in other aspects.
Hell no.
And so don't open your eyes wide. I see it on TV. Don't open your eyes wide.
All right.
Yeah, I heard that before going through my culinary career. Yeah.
Come on, man. You know what I mean? I've heard it with myself plenty. I hear it on this show almost every day. I don't know what the fuck you talking about. Oh, broke ass Kevin Samuels, broke ass. I don't know what broke ass Mike Tyson, broke ass what is Barry Bonds, broke ass this, broke ass. I'm like, the fuck is y'all talking about? You don't look. A person knows what they know. You can choose to listen or not. You know what I'm saying?
Well, the difference between Kevin Samuels The reason why women didn't like Kevin Samuels is because it was his delivery and his straightforwardness. He'll put you in your place, and then when you say something back to you, he'll get ignorant with you and still be putting you in your place. He's not cursing at you. He's not using a profanity. He's just putting you in your place and telling you how he feels and how he thinks other men feel.
Well,
he's not just talking. He wasn't just talking to women. He was talking to men too.
well, there was a lot of showmanship in what he was doing. I totally understood what he was doing. There was a lot of showmanship in what he was doing, an awful lot. But my point is this: people can always choose to listen to any type of advice that you give them or any type of wisdom that you try to bestow upon them. They can choose to listen or not. But they have somebody in their lives that may not be an expert in any particular area that they may need advice on at that time, but they still listen to them. So it might not be you because you can't say nothing about this because you don't have no degree in this. You don't have no formal certification in that or whatever. Like a person can't have a degree or certification in something and be a total fool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's the thing that bothers him to me. Was like my last supervisor, you know, like I told you, I worked with him 30 years ago. And I'm thinking that now I'm working with him now, he's changed. His personality didn't change. His arrogance didn't change. And even the fact that he didn't know how to cook, you know what I mean? And he was still going along with the way he was cooking 30 years ago, didn't change. So when I'm sitting up here and I'm trying to tell you this and I'm telling you that and I'm telling you this and I'm telling you that, you know, you don't want to listen to me because you think, well, I'm over top of him. I'm the supervisor, so I don't got to listen to nobody beneath me because he's beneath me. Oh, well. So then don't ask me to do something that you're incapable of doing. Or can you make that potato soup for me? No, make it yourself. You just sat up here and you didn't want to listen to me when I was making it before. You didn't want me to teach you. Mm-hmm. You know, so I mean, when people don't listen to you, even if somebody trying to teach you something, if you don't listen to, you can listen to what they're saying and take bits and pieces of what's beneficial to you. But to blatantly not listen, oh well.
I mean, it happens. It happens, and I totally get it. So my thing is, and what we're talking about is what makes you listen to somebody else. I mean, listen to somebody because many of us have people that we've grown up. We may still have them in our lives today that can stop us in our tracks. Like we could be saying, "Oh, you know what? I got this job over in California. Yo, it's paying all of this money. I'm about to pack up my stuff and move over there. It's a good look." And we have people in our lives that could make us totally second guess that. Like, well, hold on, young blood. Wait a minute. Do you know about this? Do you know about that? Have you thought about this, that, and the third? You know, the cost of living is a lot different for on the West Coast, especially in California, than it is over here. Have you taken a look at the tax information? Like that salary that you're getting, is that going to be comparable to the cost of living over there versus what it might be right here? You know what I mean? Like, do you want your children to grow up in that kind of environment? Have you checked out the neighborhood? Do you even know where you're moving yet? There may be people that we have in our lives that might have us thinking like, well, I told them that I'll give them an answer in 45 days. I'm not so sure now. You know, we all have people in our lives that would make us think twice, even about things that we were hell bent on. Some people in our lives may be so influential that even when we don't consult them about something, when we know that we're doing something that we know that they would disapprove of, we kind of feel like, yeah. You know what? I'm gonna make sure they don't find out about this shit. Like they have an authority over you. You know what I mean? But that influence makes you listen. It makes you pay attention. It makes you consider. versus this person over here who might be a fucking Rhodes Scholar. And you're like, man, I ain't listening to that shit he talking about. That motherfucker cheat on his wife. You know what I mean? So because he can't control his dick, you ain't trying to hear none of his mathematical equations.
Right. And that's another thing. Like you talking to this person about relationship shit, and you talking to the other person. If you know both these people, and you know one of them are cheating and one out there, the same person that's sitting up here that's out here cheating, trying to give you advice, and then the same process when you talking about talking to them about your wife or your girlfriend, and they be like, man, fuck that bitch. You be like, yo, you do know you talking about my people. You know what I mean? So that right there alone exclude that person. You don't. Yeah. You can't listen to what he's saying because his delivery and the disrespectfulness that he's giving off. You don't want to listen to him, and you know what he's into. Now the other person sit up here in a relationship, and he's on a trajectory of being neutral, meaning if you're wrong in the situation that you're going through, he's going to tell you you're wrong. So I'd rather listen to this one all day, whether it has something to do with finances, whether it has something to do with relationships, whether it has something to do with working at a job or getting another job, car, anything, because the other one is incapable of giving you right information.
Exactly. And how many mechanics do you know that ain't licensed mechanics or maybe aren't licensed anymore, but you know they know how to fix a fucking car.
Right.
They're not gonna blow your pockets out of the water, and they're gonna make sure you on the road safely.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And this greasy-handed motherfucker, dirty nail-having motherfuckers know what he's doing.
Yeah.
And it may not be, and your respect and your respect for that person and admiration for that person may not be limited to his or her mechanical work. Because you figure if they know something, if they know that much about this, there's no way they can't know anything about anything else. Because you got to learn all this other shit just to be good at that.
Right.
So, but still, there are people in our lives who can't tell us nothing. Mm-hmm. And I've always wondered about that. Like, I don't know if you've ever been disrespected this way. I remember I had one time I had a coworker. And he was a young boy. You know, I was like, he was in his late 20s. And I was like in my early 40s. And young boy, he was an old head young boy, thought he knew everything and shit. When it came to sports and all of this shit, I'm just listening like, dude, I was there when Jordan got recruited. I saw that draft. I saw him play in real time at North Carolina. What the fuck is you talking about? You want to talk stats and all that shit? Because people who talk statistics, you can't tell them shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They might not be able to make a layup, but they will stat you to death. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So anyway, there was another dude who was just a few years older than him. He'd be like, I ain't trying to hear nothing you got to say talking to me. And he would go over and ask the other boy the same shit. And the boy that he was asking was dumb. I don't mean he didn't know a lot. The nigga was dumb. And I used to I used to just be I used to be thinking to myself, this motherfucker is so lucky I'm in a position of authority.
Every time you seen him, you seen an imaginary helmet on his head.
Yeah.
Get on that yellow bus.
Yeah. No, I wanted to knock his fucking helmet off his shoulders. Like, my dude, you know what I mean? I don't think you understand the emotions that you got welling up inside of me. You know what I'm saying? But whatever it was about my energy, did not make him listen until he got in trouble. Now I know everything.
But see, that's the wake up calls. The wake up calls is the most beautiful thing.
Well, my point is, so look, either I know something or I don't know nothing. Which one is it? How can I get you out of trouble, you young whippersnapper? Come on, baby scholar. What are you doing in trouble? You know what I'm saying? So, but it is what it is. I wasn't chosen for him to respect. He'd rather go to the corner store than to go to the grocery store.
Right.
I get it. The corner store has a lot of the things that the grocery store has, and some things that the grocery store doesn't have. I get it. But the grocery store has a way more in volume and in products. But you just may not want to take that trip sometimes. Okay, cool. All right, but yeah, when a person carries themselves, I'm gonna spend a little bit of time on this. When a person is the person that you don't want to hear from, don't want to listen to. A lot of times there can be so many things wrapped up in that. Like you might not want to listen to a person just because you don't like them. There's something about their energy that you don't appreciate.
Mm-hmm.
It could be a personal thing. Like maybe somebody has abused you. Like I think it would be hard taking advice from somebody like a close family member or somebody like that who has abused you at a young age, got away with it, and now they trying to tell you what the best thing for you is. Thinking that time has healed all wounds. You ain't healed no motherfucking wounds. Motherfucker, you got away with it with them, but you ain't get away with it with me. So no, you could be telling me that you found you could be telling me or guiding me to the fountain of youth and how to have a dinner date with Jesus. I ain't trying to hear that shit from you. Fuck out of here. You know what I mean? Because it can be personal. And sometimes the way that we feel about somebody personally can cloud our judgment about what they know about any other things.
Yeah.
And that's whether it's good for us or bad for us. But sometimes that I don't like you energy can turn into the I don't trust you energy. And sometimes that I like you energy can turn into the I trust you energy, even when it's undeserved, even when it's unwarranted, even when the dots don't connect. Even when the dots don't connect. I saw
go ahead.
I saw a really interesting comment by Marvina Bigby. She said that her parents were older, but she really respected them. She said her dad was 50 and her mom was 45 when she was born. And there's something different about people who are born to older parents.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because if she was born the youngest, and so many of her siblings, I would imagine, were probably way old in a different generation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But being raised by parents of that age, of like over 40 or whatever, that's like being raised by your grandparents. And no, I'm dead serious.
I'm just
Because you have to think, a woman is born with a set amount of eggs in her reproductive system. And when those eggs are finished, that's when she goes into menopause and can't have any more children, no matter what. So those older eggs, those eggs, if she has children anytime before menopause, those eggs have been inside of her for a lifetime. 40 years, 41, 42, 43. even up to 50. There have been women who were able to give birth at 50 years old. 50-year-old eggs. That DNA information is older. We don't know how that aged hormonal energy will affect the child. And the same thing with the older man, because the man produces the sperm that is an actual person for that will fertilize the egg. So if you have two older parents, you know that you already have what could possibly be really, really aged wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
But there is something different about children who are born to older parents. So I wasn't
It's just like Mark Lamont Hill. He has older parents.
Mhm.
Also, DC Young Fly. He has older parents. You know, so I mean, you know, he got a brother that's 60-something years old, 70-something years old. And his pop is up in his age.
Mhm.
So I mean, but the thing is that it could be a gift, it could be a curse, but it's more of a gift, you know, because that you're going to be brought up in a way where, so you might think that it's harsh, but you're going to respect it when you get older, man. A lot of like I had a cousin, my cousin, his son had robbed somebody.
Mhm.
It was all in the South Philly Review and everything. So he called me. He was like on a humble, like crying. I went over there to him and I was talking to him. I'm like, what's going on? He was like, man, you know, so-and-so was robbed somebody and this, that, and the other. I said, so what you gonna do? He was like, I'm trying to figure that out. I said, well, why are we robbing? Well, he was like, well, he was addicted to them Xannies.
Mm.
So I said, well, I think I can help you out with that. I say, what you do is you go to one of them rehabilitation centers, you sign them up, and the cops will come and pick them up and take them there so he can get 302 and get help. She did that. The cops came there. He called his dad everything but a child of God, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Cursed him out, this, that, and other. And then when he got out, because he didn't follow the protocol after his dad told him what to do, he was like, I'm home. Yeah, about a week later, when he called his dad, he was like, you're locked up. Because see, what I told his dad to do is let him go in there, let him sign himself in and 302 himself so he can get some drug rehabilitation. And then when he turned himself in, the judge would see that the reason why he robbed that person was because he was addicted to them Xannies and on drugs.
Mm-hmm.
And he would be lenient against him. But I didn't know what I was talking about till it came to our little cousin. Because his father and me was on the same level. He understood it. So he wound up getting them 5 years for doing it. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, if you listen, it will work out for you. Same with my oldest son. This time, he called me a bully. He said, you was a bully, this, that, and other. I said, how many times you been locked up? He said, I've been locked up a lot. I said, well, I ain't bullying you fuck enough. I should have been fucking you up for a minute. You know what I mean? You can't sit back and call somebody a bully when you creating your own problems. When you disrespecting people and disrespecting women and calling them bitches. No, we don't do that. We don't do that at all. So, I mean, at the end of the day, when you sit back, either you're going to listen to the person that's going to teach you, or you're going to follow your own guidance or follow that street. And when that street get caught up to you, or you get killed, or you get locked up, you can't hold your parents or the people who are trying to give you the wisdom accountable, because you did it on your own.
Yeah. But that's the thing. You know, there are plenty of children who don't listen to their parents also.
Yeah.
And there can be reasons for that. There can be personal reasons for it, parental reasons for it. There can be a whole psychological reasons for it. There can be a lot of reasons for it. But nonetheless, you know, it's not a great thing to see when it's visible that a parent doesn't have the respect of their parents. I mean, a parent doesn't have a respect of their kids, and it always makes you wonder, like, what could have happened to make the kids act that way towards their parents? You know what I mean? We can't write everything off as them just being spoiled. You know what I mean, and whatever, because we often do that. You know,
my sister kids didn't give her the respect. Well, my oldest niece did, but her other kids didn't give her the respect she deserved because she was an addict at one point. You understand what I'm saying? So when they was disrespecting, I was like, listen, I don't give a fuck what your mom did. That's my sister. Right. I don't care how y'all feel about it. But if y'all disrespect it again, y'all gonna have to deal with me, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the day, just because this person did this and had a sickness, people don't understand being an addict is having an illness. It's being a sick person. Mm-hmm. You know, and that's your mother. That's your mother. You still think so? You think you're gonna talk to her and disrespect her and berate her in front of me, and it's gonna be cool, and it's gonna be conducive to you still living and relaxing and chilling? No, we're not doing that.
Mm.
You know. So I mean, sometimes that's how one thing is, or they feel as though, like you said, we're not gonna count it as off as being spoiled, but sometimes it is being spoiled. Sometimes, or sometimes it is being a follower, not being a leader. You follow behind what you seen your board do, so you feel as though you can do it. You know what I mean?
Well, bottom line is that there can be a lot of determining factors for why a child doesn't respect their parents, and regardless of what those factors are, it's not a good thing to see. It may be, and I mean, you know, it may be something that we all have to strive to understand, but it's just not a good thing to see. Because any parent who is a parent doesn't like to see that, because they realize that that could have or maybe will be them at some time. And nobody wants to see that. Not on a personal level. It's hard enough to look at it going down with somebody else, but for that to come and visit you, and nobody want that kind of smoke. Don't nobody want it. So, but yeah. Oh, I want to piggyback on what you said. Yeah, parents who have been on drugs. It is very hard to understand for those parents what they put their children through. Mm-hmm. They don't get it. That recklessness, that unhealthiness, that chaos, that fear that they instill in their children, that pretty much puts them in a PTSD type of situation. But the thing about it is, then you have those parents who went to rehab, accepted the rehab, and got themselves back together. The thing is, they may not have been a perfect person before they got on drugs. So, you know, you was already a kind of fucked up person before you got on drugs, and then the drug use was the icing on the cake, and now you done got clean, and you thinking that your whole life should just fall right in place because you're not getting high no more. Well, it don't matter if you're getting high no more. You know what I mean? Everybody remembers what you did, and they're not so sure you're never going to do it again. It takes a long time to walk off the ghost of addiction in your mind and in the minds of others. It takes a long time, especially, like I said, when you still are a fucked up person. You just a fucked up person that's drug free.
Yeah.
You still are not worthy of respect. You still don't handle your business right. You still don't have any good ideas. You still don't listen to reason. You still think you know everything. You still seem like you're just waiting for the next opportunity to get back on drugs, because now, you know what I mean, that you can't deal with the responsibility or the stigma of sobriety. Shit happens. And in the midst of all of this shit, don't nobody listen to nothing you got to say. Now, that's on the negative side. On the positive side, wouldn't a person that was lost in their addiction and who fought through it and finally got themselves together on good footing and in sobriety in life, shouldn't they be commended for that? Shouldn't they be congratulated for that? Shouldn't they be respected for that? You know, like coming back from addiction is almost like coming back from dying, because there is a part of you that is laying dead while you are stuck in your addiction. Your soul is dead when you in your addiction. It's dead. You know.
Well, let me like my oldest children grandfather, right? You know, well, you know, his son was the one that shot me. So you know, he was in his addiction at the time, and like you said, when you're an asshole in your addiction, when you clean up, you're gonna be even a bigger asshole because you think you the shit now. You know, so you know, I'm trying to guide my son in the right direction to do what I need to do with my son, and he's trying to tell me how to take care of my son, and I'm like, whoa. How can you tell me to take care of mine when your son shot me? And your son was out here robbing people, and you even through your addiction, you didn't even take care of none of your children. You know, but I'm sitting up here doing everything I can do. I'm working 3-4 jobs trying to make sure I can provide for my children and your daughter. And because you see you seen something in my son that you felt as though you want to talk to me about and elaborate with, no. Deal with your children. Deal with your son. Deal with your son right now, man. Don't deal with me. You don't have nothing to say to me. You know, and I had to say that to him because you can't come off ignorantly and disrespectful with me towards my children.
Yeah.
And I'm taking care of mine. And you never did your part.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's a major problem. That's a major problem. And it's messed up when you are you're the one who strives to do the right things 95% of the time, and you're still the one that nobody wants to listen to.
Yeah, and that's the fucked up part.
Well, it's more than fucked up because it's totally illogical. It don't make no sense.
Yeah,
it don't make no kind of sense. Like, what are you telling me?
Like, it takes me out because a woman would sit back. You would try to give a woman advice and tell her, look, no, don't go down the left street, don't go down the right street, just go straight. No, I'm going to the right. All of a sudden, she get a flat tire, and you be looking at her like, well, that's why I told you don't go left or right. You know? But so, and you're not even yelling and screaming at her. You're like, well, let's call AAA, or let me see what I can do to fix it. Let's go ahead. You're trying to troubleshoot now. You know, in her mind, you know, that's something you're supposed to do. Now, let's flip the scenario over. You sitting back, you're riding, and she say, no, don't go down that left. Don't go straight. Go down the left or go down the right. You go down the left, and you get a flat tire, right? And she be like, why didn't you go and fuck down the middle? I told you that. You should have went the fuck down the middle then. Now she's cursing you out, and you like, damn, didn't I? Why you curse? I never cursed you out. I never cursed. See, in TK, I'm not starting a gender war. What I'm saying is that there has to, when you're in relationships, communication is the most important thing. And when you communicate with one another, one person's fault is not worse than the other person's fault. How you portray it to be. That's like a man would sit back and be like, you know what? I ain't making no more decisions at this shit. Because if you sit back and you make decisions, you got to go through the trials and tribulations of cursing or a major argument over some bullshit. Instead of her listening to you, she's talking down to you instead of helping you, talking up to you. The man, when she went down that right road and she got the flat tire, the man didn't curse her out. He tried to troubleshoot her from what she just did. But on the other side, it's a whole different avenue. That's not a gender thing. That's a humane thing. That's a human thing, a respect level. And if you can't do that, you can't, it's not going to work out that way. I'm not saying all women are like that. I'm saying some women are like that. You know?
Like the Geico Gecko said, somebody help me. I got a flat tire. Yeah.
But see, and then T. Carey,
Yeah.
and that's what makes you one of the good women. Because you literally never responded to your man like that. But I've known people that responded to their man like that. I know a man, and he's very close to me. Very close. I know a man that would sit back and, you know, see things happen and humble himself to be there for the person. And then when something happened on his behalf, he has to go through you know, war with Trump and Putin. You know? And that's the thing about it. One person's fault shouldn't be different than the other person's fault. You fucked up, I fucked up, let's fix it. There's no reason to curse. There's no reason to get mad. There's no reason why you didn't, why. It's fucked up right now, let's fix it. You know what I mean, son?
Yeah. Well, you know, you gotta listen, you gotta read the room. You know what I mean? If a person ain't been listening, then it's probably gonna take something catastrophic to start them listening. But that's probably not who you should spend all your time on. I mean, you know, if you got to spend all your time trying to convince somebody that the right thing is the right thing, well, maybe you should try another thing. You know what I mean? Let them figure it out. You know, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make that motherfucker saddle himself up and put horseshoes on.
Well, so let me elaborate on something, because the only way I can present and generalize certain situations, T. Carey, right, is by some of my experience or some of my friends' experience or some of my brother's experiences or something that I've seen. I can't give off any other experiences or some of my brothers have seen it, or either I've seen it or I've lived it. But what I am saying is that, what I will say is that not all women are like that. And not all women are bad, and not all men are bad. But in order for a person to grow within their own individuality, they have to give off their experiences, and maybe it will help somebody that's in the chat with other experiences. You know, so I mean, I'm not coming off where I said, as you can see, I said not all women are like that. And that's why, and when you said that that's not the type of person you are, like I said, that's what makes you a different person. But there are women out there that does that. They come off to the point where they need to berate their man, and when they do what they do wrong, the man is there. They're in a sense of comfort. And vice versa. I've seen men do the same thing to their women. You know, but at the end of the day, there has to be a sense of respect and a sense of listening. If the man is telling you to go straight, just go straight. There's a reason he's telling you to go straight.
Well, you know, I mean, there has to be a trust factor. And
there you go.
And one thing about people that you respect, you normally trust them too. Trust and respect go hand in hand. So, because you can like a person and still not trust them.
True.
Like, yeah, you know, he cool people. I dig him, but, you know, like, or her. But, yeah, I ain't fucking with him like that when it comes to this, that, and the third. Because you got to think about some of the people that we've grown up with. You know, we've grown up with people who boosted stores for a living. Yeah, they cool people. He be definitely coming through with that shit and giving out the good prices. But he steals or she steals. That's what they do for a living. So once again, we go back to as a person, I really like you. But professionally, which could cross over or leak into the personal realm. Yeah, I don't really want to fuck with you like that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if you ain't the one.
Well, she carried right because she said trust and respect must be earned. No, respect is given.
I think it's
Trust
given
is
too.
earned. Respect is given.
Trust is earned,
Trust is
definitely.
earned.
Yeah, respect. I think respect is given. I know. For me, it is. Now, I've heard a lot of people say that trust that respect is earned, and it can be to a certain degree. But I think that there's a certain degree of respect that should be given up front.
Yeah, because when you meet a person and you compensate with the person, you respect that person and compensate with them. But when they break that barrier of you respecting them, then you can't respect them. You don't go in there saying, well, I can't respect them. No, you respect them because number one, you don't know them to respect them. So the respect grows. It's already going to be there for you as soon as you meet the individual. But the other one, that trust, no, you gotta earn my trust. You gotta earn that.
Yeah. I mean, when you really think about the ways that people gain trust from others, sometimes that shit sometimes trust is given on a weak foundation. But hey, you can't tell some people, how to feel, what to think, or how to be. But I mean, those situations have their own lives, and they have to be figured out in the time frame that they are given. But yeah, man, I wanted, when I thought about the concept for this show today, I was like, what makes me listen to some people that listen to some people versus not listen to other people. But I've noticed as I'm getting older, the people that I would not listen to is shrinking more and more. Whereas when I was younger, I ain't trying to hear that shit you talking about. But of course, like, I graduated college at 22. Or was it 23? It was really, I was about to turn 23. So let's just say that. So let's say I graduated at 23. And so, young college kids think they know everything. And they do from the books. They don't, that life experience is real shit. Because they ain't a class that shows you how to deal with friends or a broken heart or handle a death or, well, actually they do have classes like that. But them shits don't be the same as real time shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anybody, look, anybody that has tried to learn how to do plumbing out of a book got a rude awakening when they actually went and tried to fix that pipe. It's even different in the video.
Yeah.
Like in the video, they had. Huh?
Like them Time Life books.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. They were useful, but just know in real time. Shit. You know what I mean? You get under that kitchen sink or that bathroom sink, and you realize they got the shit tied up with duct tape. And how you gonna stop a leak with a torn off shirt? Torn off shirt in a bucket.
Well, no. Well, how you gonna stop a leak without turning the water off and just slapping a piece of sticky rubber on top of it?
Yo, he tried to fix it with a cotton coupling.
Yeah.
A cotton coupling.
Yeah, these damn commercials when you talk about, just spray and it'll stay.
Yo, ain't that some shit? Yeah.
Okay.
See how that works
and then
out.
You wake up the next morning, you go to the bathroom, and you standing in toilet water.
Man, listen. When you sitting in the living room or the dining room and you getting pissed on from the bathroom above you, Yeah,
Uh-huh.
through the floor. Ain't a good look. Ain't a good look. But yeah, but you know, that's almost like the difference between it's almost the difference between knowing what you do, what you're doing, and thinking that you know what you're doing. You know, you'll get there eventually. But yeah, listening is important. And when you totally turn your ears off to somebody that may have something that you can use, something that's useful, hey, you going to get what you paid for. Your peace time. Oh shit. Tom said never sat in the living room. There was plastic on the seats and there was white rug in there and white furniture. That was a no-no. Only ate in the dining room and Thanksgiving and Christmas. You know the rules. Those black family rules right there. Like, this living room ain't for living.
Hold up. To the beautiful one, Miss T. Carey Wright, how are you fake mad at me? You know, the whole time I was talking about friends and with friends and kids and other stuff about the same situation, there wasn't this fake mad. But now I mentioned females, and you know, and even at the end of my statement, I said, you know, not all females is like that. And when you mentioned yourself and you said that that's not the type of person you are, I said that's what makes you a great woman. I congratulate you.
Wait. You want her to be real mad at you?
No, I'm just sitting there. What I'm trying to explain to you is that when I speak off of my experiences, just like if other people speak, they speak off of their experiences.
But I'm saying you want her to be fake. Would you rather her be fake mad at you or real mad at you?
I want her to be fake mad at me, but I don't want her to be fake mad at me at all.
Man, you gotta let it go.
If she fake mad at me, I'm gonna call it a podcast now.
Well, I mean, you should just be like you should like fake tell her to go to hell.
No, I ain't gonna do that. I'm calling it a pod screen. I mean a podcast.
You know what I mean? I mean, since we doing fake, I'm like,
he said, Troy, stop it. It's a live stream.
I mean, you could fake anything. Fake sex, fake suck your teeth at her. Psych.
Oh my God, I do it.
Psych. Whatever.
No problem. Much love here to TK. You know what I mean? There's no agreeing to disagreeing. Just, you know, I understand where you're coming from and I respect that.
All right. Let's do the votes. The votes in the poll, and then we're gonna do the birthday shout outs and get on the body here. It's time. All right. What can make you listen to? What can make you listen or pay attention to what one person says versus someone who you won't listen to? 33% out of 54 votes. 33% said the way that they carry themselves. 17% said their expertise in an area. 28% says their age, experience, or wisdom. This is a pretty good balance. This is interesting. And last but not least, 22% said whether you like them or not. People kind of kept it real in this poll.
Yeah.
Whether you like them or not. That will determine whether I listen to you. If I don't like you, I don't want to hear that shit you got to say.
You give them fake laughs and fake smile or fake a little, hey, how you doing? Hey, what's going on with you?
You know what I mean? Yeah, you give them a fake good morning and a fake good night.
That's the truth.
And a fake take care. All right, Troy, we got to get on up out of here.
Before you go, Brown Eye Dunlap and T. Carey Wright, I appreciate everything. I love y'all. Y'all know y'all my people. You know what I mean? That means there is no equal. And I'm sorry if I called it a pie screen or a pie stream or whatever. You know what I did. It's a live stream. That's right. It's a live stream.
Look. Which hunter said I fake like your content? That's funny. Oh shit. All right, man. I'll holler at you later.
All right, man.
All right. All right, y'all. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious September 6th, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special because they are special because they are special because they are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They get number one out the box, Chantel Williams. And also Dwayne Henson, Missionary Shanae D. James, Lisa Felicia, Barbara Cherie Kellum, Orlando Green, Mo Harmony, Keita Key, Brenda Robinson, Natalie Henderson, Jewel Harris, Jean Macklin, and last but not least, my cousin Gabrielle Humphrey. I want to say happy birthday to all of y'all. And I hope that today finds you all in good health, happiness, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And that goes for each and every person out there born on this glorious September 6th, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on and do the damn, to rock out, rock on and do the damn, rock out, rock on and do the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember, you might not listen to this one. You might listen to that one. Some people you may quasi listen to, moodily or quasi not listen to. You know who can help you out in certain situations based on whether they have helped themselves out or help you out at another time in similar situations. You know, nobody is a Swiss Army knife of knowledge or of skill or of experience. Some people know certain things and some people don't know certain things. Some people are willing to help and some people aren't. Some people are the type of person that you can count on because they're dependable, or they, even if they don't have what you need, they will steer you in the right direction on where to get it. And some people aren't like that. It be like that. My bees in the trap. No, Nicki Minaj bullshit. Okay. But yeah. And remember, you might be one of those people. You might be one of the people that everybody or somebody feels like they can depend on, somebody that will help them out, somebody that will steer them in the right direction, somebody whose well that they tap time and time again. And then again, you might come across somebody who really only uses you very sparingly, counts on you very intermediately or intermittently. Yeah. Anyway, we keep banging, man. Hopefully we find the kind of people in our lives that we would love to mimic in their character, in their spirit. But until that time, do the best that you can. Be the best woman and man. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death. Resuscitate y'all. I love y'all right back to life. We will be back tomorrow afternoon, 1:30 p.m. So make sure y'all come on through, because having a good time is what the guan do. What the guan do. So I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna let it go. Peace. Hit the like button, share the show, subscribe to the channel. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, that's all I ask of you. Yo, thanks for coming through. I hope y'all enjoyed listening to the show as much as I enjoyed broadcasting it. I get back.